Following several outbreaks of cholera and dysentery in the 19th century, England had an idea. Maybe we shouldn't run our sewage through the streets. They actually listened to their scientists and created flushing toilets. Now, despite its teacup resemblance, the toilet was heralded as the greatest use of water in history. I guess they'd never, drank water before. Since their invention, toilets have changed, but the water they use is exactly the same, which, aside from being really gross, is kind of bizarre, because there's still a lot we don't know about that water. Theoretical chemist Fausto Martelli estimates that there are as many as 72 unexplained properties of H2O. But recently, discoveries have unveiled a hexagonal structure of water that could revolutionize medicine and help bring climate justice. Second to air, water is the most important substance keeping us alive. Yet in a time when accessing clean water has become a political and socioeconomic battle, it's crucial that we re-examine water through a hexagonal lens to understand the properties, applications, and implications of this newly discovered type of water. A sign posted outside the first water closet stated one rule: do not drink. No shit. To understand structured water, we have a few rules of our own. Rule 1. Water does not equal water. According to a peer-reviewed Healthline article published last March, water molecules are found in 2 states, Texas and Alaska. JK. Structured and unstructured. Structured molecules form sheets of hexagons, hence the name, structured. In a personal interview with Martin Chaplin, the world's leading chemist on the structure of water, he explained that the hexagonal structure of water gets broken down by several compounds, such as hydrogen chloride, a chemical released from burning plastic. So, because of our polluting habits, almost all water, tap water, rainwater, bottled water, is an unstructured mess of molecules. It's like magnets. They retain their structure until they're disrupted, when they collapse and clump together. Rule 2. Cells need structure. As Gerald Pollack, professor of bioengineering at the University of Washington, explains, all the water in cells is naturally structured, and cells need a supply of structured water to maintain this. So when we drink unstructured water, Pollack describes how our cells have to restructure millions of molecules just to use the water. And the Volga Research Institute estimates we spend 30% of our bodily energy just breaking apart water clusters. It's a waste of energy, especially considering that, rule 3, we can structure water. Natural Action Technologies creates structuring devices like this. Inside, water flows around icosahedral spheres to create a double vortex. This smashes water against itself, breaking clusters apart so they can self-assimilate back into hexagons. Pollution destroys structured water. This device restores it. You know that little floaty thing on a toilet that shuts the water off? Well, it's called a ball cock and was invented by Thomas Crapper. The Crapper ball cock was tiny, but useful. And so is structured water. First, structuring purifies water. Just ask Clayton Nolte, the inventor of this structuring device. In a personal interview from May 2020, he explained that when water is structured, toxins like chemicals and bacteria get sequestered or trapped inside molecular hexagons, rendering the water safe to consume. So, here I have some contaminated water I got from a stream nearby. After structuring, despite its looks, it's now safe to consume. Before this gorgeous water finds itself in a toilet, the molecules will enter my cells, deliver their nutrients, and pick up cellular waste. without any of the toxins harming me in any way. So, structuring purifies water. Second, structured water enhances our health. And I've actually seen this firsthand. For 6 years, I had chronic migraines. They got so bad I couldn't even get out of bed some mornings. I tried every possible remedy, but nothing would help. Until I started drinking structured water. And then within 3 weeks, my migraines had disappeared. Now, if I drink tap water, I have another migraine within a few hours. And this can actually be explained with science. According to a peer-reviewed article by Shireen Lehman from January of this year, our bodies are constantly being attacked by free radicals. They're tiny atoms that steal electrons from healthy cells, setting off a cascade of cell-destroying reactions. To combat free radicals, our bodies produce a shield of antioxidants. But when we drink tap water, we have to spend 30% of our energy restructuring that water, so we can't produce a strong enough shield, leaving the free radicals unchecked. As Stanford Dr. Lien Pham Huy explains, by destroying thousands of cells, free radicals lead directly to degenerative and chronic conditions like migraines, but also Alzheimer's, diabetes, and several cancers. But by drinking instantly accessible structured water, our bodies have the required energy to produce enough antioxidants, essentially letting us recharge our immune systems. At the Reinvented Toilets Expo, which is a thing, Bill Gates introduced the future of toilets, micro-composters that turn our feces into plant food. Toilets can grow a greener future, and so can structured water. First, structured water can mitigate the effects of climate change. A 2015 study by the University of Sheffield concluded that since 1975, a combination of climate change and rampant overfarming has destroyed 33% of Earth's farmland. And of that, the USDA reports that only 3% is considered optimal. The rest is degraded. As world-renowned soil scientist Ratan Lal explains, degraded soil forces organic matter to decompose, releasing carbon into the atmosphere. And these emissions account for more carbon dioxide than cars and cows combined, making soil degradation one of the largest, yet least talked about, contributors to the climate crisis. But multiple studies confirm that structured water restores degraded soil. Just as it purifies water, structuring sequesters toxins like salts and acids while enriching soil nutrients, restoring the land to its most productive state. So if used equitably around the world, structured water could help to restore up to 97% of Earth's farmland, cutting carbon emissions by a third, and helping to make a sustainable future more attainable. Yet, in spite of many benefits, structured water still exacerbates the classism of water access. This device costs $350. So the fact that I have one is emblematic of a system that gives the best water to the most affluent. We've seen this in places like Flint, Michigan, where lead contamination has been poisoning majority Black communities for 6 years. While just a few miles away, wealthy, predominantly white neighborhoods have sanitary water at the turn of a knob. And with the introduction of structured water, a new class of water has emerged, but only the most affluent get to enjoy it. To see the benefits of structured water for agriculture and medicine, we must dismantle what water has become. Privilege. It took 200 years, but now 91% of the world's population has access to a sanitary toilet. Toilets started as a privilege, but were made available to the masses. Structured water is a privilege. But if we want this discovery to transform the environment and health for everyone, we must ask ourselves, what are we waiting for?